Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy middle of the week to you. We have got to cover the shard events going on. We've got a 10x for one of the top champions, especially in the new hard dungeons. And then we've got some stuff around the live arena with Quintus being live in game and all of the stuff going on as we head into the middle of the week that I will get you caught up on in this video. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, this was the news that we were getting behind the scenes a few hours ago, and it is talking about this Friday. They're going to be launching 2 events. This is mostly perfectly par for the course and normal. They're going to be doing a 2x for Ancient Shards, and then also coinciding a 10x for Valkyrie as a bonus chance to get Valkyrie during the event. And then they say at the bottom, please note the duration of the 10x will be 1 day shorter than the duration of the 2x. This is just if you want to pull 2x shards without the boost for Valkyrie. Let's say you don't want Valkyrie, then you could wait until Sunday to pull your Ancient Shards and you'll just get a normal 2x event. Now, Valkyrie is a heck of a champion. You can see the overall grade of 75, which is actually pretty solid here and can almost get bumped up a little bit. I feel like with the evolution of the hard dungeons, it has bumped up Valkyrie's value a little bit. So her grade's probably going to shade closer to an 80. I'll get with the team. We'll update her grades today and take a look at her here. So endgame will definitely go up a little bit, maybe progression, and then you know what? And with the introduction of live arena, I think Valkyrie's gonna be pretty good there, so that might go up a little bit. So yeah, Valkyrie's grade is trending upward, if anything, and probably getting closer up to 80, which would put her in line with some of the best champions in Raid in terms of an overall tier list context. And there was a time back in the day, in the early days of Raid, where Valkyrie was kind of unanimously regarded as the best overall and impactful legendary to get on your account. Before the game evolved, and there was some new champions added that are completely insane, but Valkyrie has always kind of maintained good value, and if anything, it's going up with the introduction of some hard dungeons and the live arena. So as far as the context of the 2x event and the 10x event going on this weekend, it's really never a bad thing especially if you're in the early to mid game, to be pulling shards during a 2x ancient event can be a good opportunity to really get a bunch of epics and legendaries that you're going to need for your roster, or at least have a boosted chance to do so. And as a bonus, if you happen to get a Valkyrie and you don't have her, she's going to be a great champion to add to your account. I would say that I caution people because we are probably going to be getting an announcement of the next fusion or fragment champion probably early next week. We've got CVC coming up on Tuesday, and there's just always so many guaranteed craziness type of stuff going on that I would advise you to be careful. I probably won't pull during the 2x Ancients, honestly. I think if you're still at a point where epics are very impactful for you, like if you still need your Stagnites and your Allures and your Deacons and some of those really good epics, then obviously it's a good opportunity to pull during a 2x Ancient Shard event. But if you're somewhere where like you've finished Faction Wars or epics are no longer impactful for your account, then you're almost better off to just save until we kind of see what's going on with the next fragment or fusion or guaranteed event. And we are also getting a news post about Quintus being added to the game. Now, he is going to be the reward for getting a bunch of wins in the live arena and progressing there. Kind of similar to like Lydia the Death Siren in Faction Wars and Mithrala in the Hydra. So Quintus going to be like those champions, but the live arena version of it. And we did get him added to the tier list, but I do want to meet with the team today and adjust his grades. I think we missed the mark on the first initial grades of him. Now that we can kind of see him in game and get his multipliers and get some more input, I want to get those grades accurate as we can. And I believe he's going to be a really, really good champion if they don't really change him at all. This passive is ridiculous. Each of this champion's skills deal additional pure damage, and the amount of pure damage dealt is equal to 10% of the target's max HP for each buff on them. Ridiculous. And the pure damage will ignore shield. So this guy could be absolutely insane in different areas of the game. He's got really good base attack, base speed, the upgraded version of crit damage, and he doesn't need any accuracy or anything. You're just going to be able to crank out damage with this guy. So I think he's got a lot of potential here as the reward for live arena, but I need to dive in and figure out the exact math of how long it's going to take to get him and how I expect him to perform in these different areas of the game, and I will definitely keep you in the loop. Speaking of the live arena, I have been testing it out a decent amount, nothing crazy. I'm not like some god tier pro expert in the live arena or anything, but I have played it enough to generate some thoughts on it, and I have some hot takes about the live arena. I'm going to do a dedicated video on that later today, where we're going to talk about the things that need to be said about the live arena, some of the things that I think are good, some of the things that I think are bad, and I'm going to probably release that on the channel here later this afternoon or at the latest tomorrow. There really isn't going to be a whole lot to talk about right now. It's going to be kind of a lull here in the middle of the week. The Fire Night tournament, mostly normal. All this stuff is your typical 4-year anniversary type stuff. And then you're going to be having a champion training event launching tomorrow. And I'm sure this weekend we'll get some sort of event coinciding with the 10x for Valkyrie for those that are pulling shards during the 2x Ancient weekend. But you do want to be wary that there is going to be a CVC starting around about 6 days from now. We'll be getting that early next week on a Tuesday, most likely, as long as Plarium sticks to the normal rotation. So get ready for CVC on Tuesday. If you've got like a Michinaki that you want to claim from the fragments that I went for, we're going to wait until CVC starts and try to be as efficient as possible and double dip as many points as we can. And if we take a look at the shop, is there anything noteworthy here? That's definitely not going to cut it. Okay. This Void Pack would be for like the highest spending tier, trying to really stay stocked up on Void Shards. But for most of you out there, I wouldn't recommend that one. Yeah, these aren't the Soul Stone. They've been doing kind of 2 different tiers of Soul Stones, and this would be not the best one you're looking for. And then, okay, this one looks at least worth plugging in here. So let's go ahead and fire up the calculator. Okay, so the offer was 15, and then we had the 1 million silver. Okay, and then we had an epic skill tome and a legendary skill tome, along with the 12 ancient shards, and we do have the 2x weekend coming up this weekend. And one tip that usually tells you if it's worth plugging in is the purchase limit of 1, and you know it's going to be kind of decent by Plarium's standards, so we know that it grades out as a 1.4, which is good. So yeah, anybody who's approaching kind of that mid spending tier would be an offer worth considering, because we do have the 2x ancients coming up this weekend, and it's about as good as you're going to get by getting ancient shards in bulk, coming along with a couple books and a little bit of silver. So not an amazing offer. I'm probably not going to buy it. I like to wait until things are typically over like that 1.5, 1.6 area. 1.4 is kind of borderline for people that are approaching that mid tier. For the more diligent spenders, this one's probably going to be a pass. And the speed set, obviously only going to be for the highest spenders, and most of you aren't going to be interested in that. So, okay, at least one decent offer in the shop today, and then a Soulstone Party Pack for the higher spenders, looking to round out some blessings. And also, I wanted to let some of you know that I've been working on this super exciting project with a couple really good friends of mine in HWZ, Cold Brew, and Scratch. So anytime there is a relevant champion coming up, or any sort of special builds that you would want to know about, like the Fellhound #1 5-second campaign farmer build, anytime there is a champion that's relevant within the context of the game, we are going to be cranking out some fun content about those champions with fan art and infographics and everything. So I'll link to that channel down below, where it is just raid champion guides and infographics you're going to want to have from many different perspectives between me and Cold Brew and Scratch and HWZ. So I think it'll be a channel that'll be a lot of fun to follow, and I'm super excited to work on it, but I'll link to it down below if you want to check it out. And there we have it. I hope you all have a fantastic middle of your week, and remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I will see you soon, probably this afternoon, where we're going to be ranting about the live arena and giving you my feedback on it. What's good, what's bad, where I think Plarium had a massive fail. There is one area where I think there is a massive failure on Plarium's part that I really hope gets adjusted soon, but we'll talk about that later today, and I will see you in that video. As of right now, have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Peace.